Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Orduna. This is my mom, Gina.
He's the journalist.
She's the enthusiast.
I'm super enthusiac whenever we talk about football.
Yes.
Today is a big day.
It is a very big day today, as it is off-season, free agency frenzy, if you will.
It is.
We are, because there's so much content, we are going to do a two-part show.
How did Sam Rock do? Two-parter?
Yeah, a two-parter show, because there is so much going on.
Moving. The NFL is moving around.
All 32 teams are getting after.
In play.
Yes, they're in play, and it is huge because each player means something different to another team.
That's
right. We want to get right into this here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to talk about some of the notable veterans that are now basically on the street or just open free agents, and then we'll talk about the quarterbacks, the quarterbacks that are now on new teams and what they can bring to the table to some of these other franchises as well. So let's talk about the offense a little bit here. So the Green Bay Packers let go of all-pro receiver Jordy Nelson. It's just hard to even say that.
I would have fallen up out of the chair, seriously, when I saw that.
Right. Just unthinkable, really. Jeremy Maclin, who was a longtime Philadelphia Eagle, got picked up by the Chiefs for a couple years and then was with the Ravens last year, is now on the market. And so
I just want to say that real quick.
Yeah,
we have said this before. We live in Kansas City.
Yes.
We are wedged between 3 and really 4 powerhouse Division I teams.
Yes.
I guess KU's not, but
football anyways.
For football. And then we have the Chiefs. Literally, you can spit on a corner and hit a pro caliber athlete.
And then there's a lot of lower level colleges that have a lot of great talent too.
Division II powerhouses all around us.
Yes.
Like, we're surrounded by football players.
Right.
So when you hear about guys being on the street, I almost like, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope you get picked up today, because there's talent all around us.
Correct.
All right, go ahead.
And then so for the running backs, sticking with the offense, you have DeMarco Murray, who got released by the Titans.
I love DeMarco Murray.
Great running back. Adrian Peterson got released by the Cardinals. Frank Gore got released by the Colts. Doug Martin got released by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then Danny Woodhead got released by the Ravens as well. So that's just kind of the offense. Did you want to talk about the defense?
Well, yeah,
a little bit?
and there's tons of releases, but these are like big names.
Just the big names, right?
Cornerbacks, Darrelle Revis, who actually has been released, but the Chiefs picked up his option for a little bit this year, and he played a few games, but he's back out on the street.
Right.
Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie.
Yes.
He was from the Giants.
Yes. Yep.
Another shocker.
Really good.
He's out.
Really
and
good.
this one really threw me off. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Matthews out of Arizona.
Yeah.
They wanted to keep him, but they're going to come at the man talking about, if you'll take a little extra lower money, we'll keep you. Yeah. He said, Honey Badger out.
Is one of those athletes where he's going to only benefit your team. He's not a distraction. He's been there, all of that. But anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, and then we'll talk about this later, but Marcus Peters, who's not free, he actually got traded. He's over now at the Rams with Tom Bali, or not Tom Bali. I would keep doing that. Akeem Talib.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that. But then linebackers, big shop. We let go of Tom Ali.
Yeah.
Chiefs let go of Tom Ali.
Yeah.
I know you've talked about that on your news station, on your television station, but that threw me off. And then my Texans let go of Brian Cushing. I'm a big Brian Cushing fan.
Yeah.
I loved him in college, so I was just sad to see that happen. I hope somebody picks him up. I think there's still life left in those legs. He's a mean old crazy sucker.
Yep.
So if you're looking for a linebacker, I'd pick him up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, those are just some of the notable veterans, guys that have been really good in this league for a couple of years, if not longer than that. 10 plus years, 5-6 years, they've been in the league doing well, providing a lot of good play for some of these other franchises, and now they're free agents, and you assume that these guys will get picked up, but some of these guys are older and may not have an opportunity.
That's what I was going to say. The shelf life NFL stands for not for long.
Yes.
But part of the thing is, if you get past the 3-4 year mark, you're in the 5 year mark, you're in the money, but you're also getting a little past your shelf life. If you are 10 years in the league, like I love him to death, but Jordy Nelson, that you may or may not get picked up, or if you do, you're talking about trying to grab as much money as you can in a 1 year option. Because it starts to decline quickly.
It does, because like you said, just in this area, you got basically 4 major Division I football programs, and then a ton of small schools where you can grab a receiver, running back, O-lineman, any position really. And so that's how it is all over the league. Well, let's talk about the quarterbacks here, as this is really the big topic. We all know to be able to actually have a good football season, you have to have someone take snaps, call out the plays, and run the show. it is vital. It is vital for any football program at any level to have a quarterback. And let's talk about some of these quarterbacks right here. Do you want to list them?
Yeah, go ahead. All right, I'll list them.
You list them. Yeah, you list them.
All right, so Kirk Cousins has now been let go from Washington. He is now at the Vikings.
Yes.
Because Case Keenum, who was at the Vikings, is now at Denver.
Correct.
Then you got Tyrod Taylor, who was from the Bills to the Browns.
Yes.
And then Deshaun Kaiser, who was with the Browns, is now gone to the Packers.
Right.
And then Teddy Bridgewater, who was also with the Vikings, is now at the Jets, who also picked up their option on McCown.
Yep.
Then Alex Smith, we've already talked about this, but he was with the Chiefs. He's now at Washington, where Kirk Cousins just left.
Yep.
Jimmy Garoppolo, and this happened
during
early
the season. Yep.
But he's gone from the Pats over to the 49ers. And then Sam Bradford, who was also at the Vikings, is now at the Cardinals because they had a vacancy.
Correct. Right. Exactly. Exactly. And then one more notable, Mike Glennon, who we all remember that got picked up from the Bears, who was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's a quarterback controversy with him and Mitchell Trubisky. He is now also, they're working on his deal, but it's reported that he will be signing with the Cardinals as well.
So the Cardinals are going to have Sam Bradford and Mike Glennon.
So that
where's Paxton Lynch?
I mean, exactly. Brock Osweiler.
Brock Osweiler's out there getting somebody's money in his pocket.
I'm right. He's getting paid by the Browns, the Broncos, the Texans, everybody. Exactly. So that's just kind of the list of the rundown of quarterbacks that have currently been picked up by teams. There will still be some other quarterbacks out there that have not been picked up. And again, free agency is all over right now, or not all over, but it's going on.
Happening right now.
Happening
well,
right
it literally
now.
kicked off when we went on.
Correct.
The timing for that. So let's talk about the ones that you think are going to have the most impact and the ones that are going to have the least impact.
Right. Well, for me, I feel like the biggest talked about ones are Kirk Cousins. A lot of people call him Kurt. It's Kirk. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk.
Yes, he is now the quarterback for the Vikings. The jury is out on him for whatever reason, and a lot of people either really believe in him or they don't, and that's for a lot of different reasons. And so Kirk Cousins, I really think, is going to be the biggest draw or name that people will talk about. I think all he has to do is just do what he's continued to do, which is win ball games and put up good stats, and the Vikings will be in position in the postseason. So to me, that's really the biggest one, because that's really the best team out of all of the teams that the players that just went on to these other teams. The Vikings are really the best team out of that group. So that's really, I think, the biggest impact will either put them over or not. What about you?
Well, I was going to say a couple of things. One, Jimmy Garoppolo has that huge contract with the 49ers.
Correct.
But one thing that Kirk Cousins just did was he broke a ceiling for football players by getting his money guaranteed.
Right.
His entire contract is guaranteed.
Right.
Jimmy Garoppolo's got some $100-something million, but only 74.1 is guaranteed. Kirk Cousins has $84 million, 100 guaranteed, 3 years, and I think that's huge. You like that?
Exactly.
I like that.
Do you like
and
that?
I like that. I like that for football players, because unlike baseball and basketball players have always had guaranteed contracts.
Correct.
Football players, it's always incentive. You know, if you make it through the season, you play this.
It might be this huge amount, but only a certain number is guaranteed out of that huge amount.
Well, it's like saying, hey, I'll give you $1 million if you can fly. Well,
exactly.
Yes. Well, you'll get $10 if you can jump. You know, that's kind of how it's been for players. So Kirk Cousins really broke through a ceiling. I agree with you. I think the pressure is on him. I can tell you why I haven't been a big fan. It's because I was an RG3 fan.
Yeah.
And the way Washington drafted those two quarterbacks in the same draft class, it didn't give me a chance to fall in love with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I'm interested because I like the Vikings.
Right.
Obviously, these are earlier trades. Alex Smith is going to be now at Washington, which breaks my heart because I love him. But I'm also interested in what's going on with Case Keenum at the Broncos.
Well,
I think that's a great
that is a good fit for him, and that team needs a quarterback to really help them get along. They've really been a quarterback short since Peyton Manning retired, and they've got a stellar defense. John Elway's willing to spend the money on good players. They really just need a quarterback. And so the thing is, with all these other quarterbacks that we listed, everyone besides Jimmy Garoppolo and I believe Alex Smith is on a 1-year deal. Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Bradford, Tyrod Taylor, Deshaun Kaiser, these guys are...
No, with Kaiser, though, he's still in a rookie contract, so they just picked up whatever.
And he's really coming in as a backup. He's not going to start over Aaron Rodgers.
So that just tells you one more thing. The Browns are career killers.
Yes.
I do not blame who's Josh Rosen for saying, I don't want to go to the Browns. If it's a killer.
Exactly.
Deshaun Kaiser's a great quarterback.
Yep.
He spent one season with the Browns. Now he's going off to backup land.
Yep.
This
That's
may
really
never
what
hear
happens.
from him again.
Yep.
There
Exactly.
You go.
Well, we will go ahead and conclude this part one segment of the NFL free agency frenzy. We will give you more updates here coming up with all the teams that have accumulated other players, linemen, corners, receivers.
Linemen are getting
paid, and they need to get paid. So we just want to say we appreciate your time, folks.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you in a couple minutes.